Today, I want to share you about profession graphic designer presented by Group 7 L03. Our group leader, Amirul Hariz, and group members is me, Dzakwan, Ahmad Fazri, Nuraliya Nisa, and Amiera Athirah. Table of content. First, introduction. We got definition, type of graphic designer, skill and competitions. Secondly, computer hardware. We got input device, output device, processing device, storage device, and communication device. Thirdly, computer software. We got operating system and application system. Lastly, table of content, information technology. Next. Now I want to show you video about introduction.
So you're interested in graphic design, perhaps considering becoming a graphic designer and looking to learn more. In this video, I'm going to discuss what graphic design is. Now, a lot of people on my channel have asked me this question, mainly youngsters and people who are thinking about pursuing graphic design and want to know what graphic design is and if it's right for them. Now, I have often found this a really hard question, as it does not really have a simple answer without some degree of explanation. Now, if you Google this, it will tell you that graphic design is the art or skill of combining text and pictures in advertisements, magazines, or books. So quite a simple and accurate explanation there, though I happen to think there's more to it than that. In this video, I'm going to attempt to answer this question and give you my take on it from my experience. So what is graphic design? Well, let's start simple. So with graphic design, we have two things. We have graphic and design. Graphic is visual, which is associated with art, imagination, and expression involving many mediums such as drawing, painting, engraving, or lettering, giving clear and explicit detail. So the graphic part of graphic design is made up of visual elements, the building blocks of design. The basic visual elements that combine to create graphic design include the following: line, color, shape, texture, space, form, and typography. Through the harness of our artistic expression, we choose these visual elements and arrange them on a surface in a layout to convey an idea. Now, the second part is design, which is to decide upon the look and function of something before it is made. So design is thinking, problem solving, and practicality, theory. In graphic design, there are rules that can be considered. These rules are called the principles of design.
That's all. Next. Definition for graphic designer. Graphic designer are visual communicators who create concept by hand or by using specialized graphic design software. They communicate ideas to inspire, inform, or captivate consumers through both physical and visual art form include image, word, or graphic. By constant communications using IT device with client, customer, and other designers. They ensure that their design accurately reflect the desired message and effectively express information. Objective for graphic designer. Work in a group concept, enhance our soft skill, improve our capability on using Microsoft PowerPoint, and know the basic components that make up a computer system. That's all from me. Next presentation, I will pass it to Ahmad Fazri.
Thank you, Rizakwan. So next, we got three types of graphic designer: visual identity, motion graphic, marketing, and advertising. Visual identity. Visual identity graphic design is exactly that, the visual elements of brand identity that act as the face of a brand to communicate those intangible qualities through image, shapes, and color. In other words, it describes everything customers can physically see from the logo to the interior design of a store. Motion graphic. Motion graphics are graphics that are in motion. This can include animation, audio typography, imagery, video, and other effects that are used in online media, television, and film. Formerly reserved for TV and film, technological advances have reduced production time and costs, making the art form more accessible and affordable. Now, motion graphics is one of the newest types of design and can be found across all digital forms, which has created all sorts of new areas and opportunities. Marketing and advertising. Advertising design consists of promotion of products or services, while advertising design is solely made to sell a product or service. Companies depend on successful marketing effort to tap into their target audience decision-making process, create marketing engagement based on the needs, awareness, and satisfaction. So next, so we got skills and first is typography. Typography referring to skill that a graphic designer might use picking the right font for a project to really get into the nitty-gritty of typesetting with alignment, kerning, and bleeding. Most of these typography-related skills will be used when working in design, but will also be used in every program a designer uses. It's also important for designers to have an in-depth understanding of typography so that they can explain why they have made certain typographic choices. The second is time management. Graphic designers may be dealing with multiple edits and iterations for a single element of the design, focusing on multiple deadlines and working with an entire team from developers to marketers. They need to build a foundation of strategies that can implement with a tool that makes their life easier. Graphic designer must find the tools that's best suited for them, and they need also to build a foundation of great time management strategies. And then, moreover, we got information technology. Information technology is the use of graphic designer to create, process, store, and exchange all kinds of information. Graphic designers create the graphics primarily using IT devices for publish such as and advertising. The graphic designers communicate with clients, customers, and other designers to ensure their designs accurately reflect the design message and effectively express information. A core responsibility of the designer's job is then in Nisa. Thank you.
Thank you to Ahmad Fazri. So I will continue for the computer hardware. There's a lot of computer hardware which input devices, output devices, processing devices, storage devices, and communication devices. Input devices. An input devices is a term for a physical piece of hardware that connects to a primary device such as computer, laptop, and smartphone. Without any input devices, it could run by itself, but there would be no way for graphic designers to change their design or other barriers user interactions. There are two types of input devices, which mouse and graphic tablet. The mouse is an essential tool for graphic designers to create and manipulate digital graphics. Mouse is easy to use and help graphic designers to move the cursor faster than the arrow keys of the keyboards. The mouse helps graphic designers to use tools such as crop or the brush tools to manipulate the image in the way they want. A graphic tablet is also known as a drawing tablet or digitalized. It allows graphic designers to draw an image freehandedly and convert it into a digital image. Graphic tablets are pressure sensitive because some can also detect tilt or rotation of your stylus. Graphic designer can simulate paint brushes as well as pencils calligraphy, pens, or even stuff users could not do analog at all. Output devices. An output device is any hardware device used to send data from a computer to another device or user. Usually, most output peripherals are meant for graphic designers because they will receive the processed data from the computer and transform it in the form of audio, video, or physical reproductions. There's have two types of output device, which monitor and computer speakers. The monitor allows them to edit the image as they can interact with the software. It is important as it outputs the software interface onto the screen, allowing them to view the image that they are creating. Dual monitors are very because the desktop can display more surface area, allowing them to have multiple images. It is used to connect to a computer to generate sound. With the computer speakers, the computer sound card can create a signal that is used to produce sound. The opportunity will make the graphic designers' work become easier because they can access to any content that have audio. So that's all for me. I will pass it to Amiera Athirah.
Thank you, Nuraliya, Nisa. Next, processing device. The processing device is the computer's hardware component that helps graphic designers to handle the storage and retrieval of the information. Graphic designer must know the processing devices because it plays a major role in processing operations. The brain of the computer handles all instructions from hardware and software that are running on the computer. The CPU's main function outputs information to the monitor to perform the graphic designer's task. The CPU processes the instruction for graphic designers to use a web browser such as Google Chrome. GPUs make it faster and easier to render graphics in higher definition formats. It is also becoming more flexible and can enhance their capabilities. Graphic designers can create more interesting visual effects and realistic designs with shadowing technique. It shows that the graphic processing unit has become one of the most important types of graphic designers. Communication devices. A communication device is a hardware device capable of transmitting an analog or digital signal over the telephone. A computer can work fine without a communication device. Without communication designers must use a sneaker net to transfer or share data between computers. A smartphone is a cell phone that allows graphic designers to do more than make phone calls and send text messages. Smartphones are loaded with features and capabilities that make them more than a phone. Smartphones use a touch screen to allow graphic designers to interact with their client. A laptop is a portable computer that is graphic designer to complete their work. Portable computer run off AC power or batteries for several hours. Although a laptop may have multiple external devices and cables connected to it, this opportunity will make the graphic designers become easier because they can access to any designs. Storage devices. Cloud storage offers a simple way to store or move data in a secure and safe manner. It allows graphic designers to keep their files stored with the cloud service provider for on-demand access on any of the cloud storage can also be used to archive data that requires long-term storage but does not need to be accessed frequently, such as the details of the project or design. That's all from me. I will pass it to Hariz. Thank you.
Right, so thank you to Amiera for presenting and to all the presenters. So on this slide, I will show you what is computer software and the subtopic in computer software. So the definition for computer software is a collection of instructions and data that tell a computer how to work. So basically, software and hardware require each other, and neither can be realistically used on their own. Usually, graphic designer must have a certain set of computer skills and a significant background with computers, so they can do all the work based on the tools and software that can only be used via a computer. You can also use a smartphone, but the most suitable communication devices was computer. Right. So software includes programs, libraries, and related non-executable data such as online documentation or digital media. Computer software consists of two subtopics in this slide. So the first one is operating system. So in this slide, I will provide you the difference between Mac OS and Windows 10. So the first point is Mac OS offers some great computer hardware options with gorgeous industrial design. And for Windows 10, Windows gives this user a lot more leeway in configuring a system with the components they want and more flexibility to upgrade later. The second point, macOS have a super video editor, a preview utility, and a streaming music service. Microsoft have a native sticky notes, Skype translator, and exports gaming apps. So in this point, we know that not every apps in Windows 10 that will ever download on macOS. Right. So the next point is macOS got some touch capability, but it's only available on certain MacBook Pros through the touch bar. Meanwhile, Windows 10 has always had full touchscreen support and it offers the tablet mode. And the last point for the difference between macOS and Windows 10, macOS tapping an apps when the user tapping an apps icon in the dock, it only brings to menu at the top but not a program window. But when we use Windows 10, when the user tapping a taskbar icon, it always brings up the associated program. So the second subtopic in computer software is application software. Actually, there are many application software that can be used by graphic designer, but in this slide, our group only provide two examples, which is the first one is Adobe Photoshop and the second one is Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator have a same function, but usually Adobe Photoshop can be used by beginner graphic designer, and Adobe Illustrator will be used by professional graphic designers. Right. Graphic designers generally conduct less retouching and use this software for creative aspects and more critical analytical. When they use Adobe Photoshop, they can combine images, apply effects, add text, or edit images to convey a message or theme. Other than that, they also allow them to design websites, posters, icons, mobile apps, and banners. So the software can also be used for cleaning up an image, adjusting color, and making refinements to generally improve image quality. So the second application software that we provide is Adobe Illustrator, which is it is highly suitable for professional graphic designers. Right. Adobe Illustrator has a wide array of tools that can greatly help in the creation of graphic designs for website, brand logos, and print. It works well with vector graphics and allowing them to produce beautifully crafted designs. And lastly, it also the easiest method for creating and editing scalable content that can be edited through a wide variety of channels and size. Right, I think that's all from Group 7. So thank you for listening and yeah, thank you.